Hey guys, it's Danru, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do a bobblehead effect in After Effects. So here's the clip I'm going to be using to show you guys how to do this bobblehead effect. So the first thing you want to do is duplicate the layer, and then after you duplicate the layer, you want to right click on the layer you're using and then replace with After Effects composition. Once in After Effects, you want to do the same thing you just did. You want to duplicate the top layer or the layer you're using. And then you want to go to the top left of your screen and click on the person in the pen tool. And that'll be your rotoscope tool. Now that you selected your rotoscope tool, another tab should open on the right. And when hovering, you should see a green circle, which is your tracing tool. Now let's make sure that the top layer is selected, and that's the layer that we're going to be rotoscoping. And now while holding down on the left click on your mouse or on your touchpad, you want to drag the green circle on the person's head, because we're going to outline the person's head and then scale it up later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep dragging it across the places that do not have a purple outline, and we're going to keep doing that until we get a perfect outline. And if the rotoscope is picking up things that you don't want to, you can always press Alt and left click to delete the stuff you don't want. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue to rotoscope everything. I'm going to go one frame forward and then make sure that everything is rotoscoped. And I'm going to keep doing that for all the frames in the sequence until it is perfect. So sometimes the problem that I have when rotoscoping is that it can just rotoscope the whole thing and you can't fix it. And then on the bottom it says to change the composition settings to a frame rate that is appropriate. So all you have to do now is go to the top left, click on composition settings, and then change the composition frame rate to whatever the yellow bar is saying. So I had to change it to 119.88, and it should fix the problem. And yeah, just continue to rotoscope each frame and make sure everything is to your liking. I chose to do a football bobblehead effect, which is usually harder. I recommend that you do it on a person that is just standing still, and it should be way easier. But if you want to try something harder like this, go for it. And yeah, I'm gonna speed run this, speed up the video a little bit more, fast forward a little bit, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to increase the size of the head and make sure everything stays on the person's body. And now that you have finished rotoscoping, what you want to do is you want to move the clip over until you see that little freeze button on the bottom right. You want to click on freeze. This is going to lock in your rotoscope and make sure everything is good. If you don't press freeze, I learned this the hard way, it's going to slow down your computer and it's going to keep finding those rotoscopes. So just freeze it and it'll make everything easier. And now just let it play, make sure everything runs smoothly. And what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to click on the eyeball icon, and then I'm going to remove the background visibility so I can just get the head. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the whole rotoscope, all the frames are fine by just dragging the arrow or letting it play. And once I'm happy with the rotoscope, I'm going to go into the effects panel, and under the rotoscope effect, you should see a feather feature. What you want to do is turn it up, and this will soften the edges. The more you feather it, the more it's going to soften the edges. But if you do it too much, it can affect your rotoscope and make it look worse and more fake. So my advice is to turn up the feather enough to where it looks realistic. Don't turn it up too much, but don't keep it too low. And now let's go back to the timeline, bring back the visibility of the background layer, click on the top layer, press S, and scale up the rotoscope layer to your liking. And after this, that means you're almost done the bobblehead effect. Now with the same layer selected, let's press P for position, and then let's position the head to lay perfectly on the neck. And now when you press play to view the clip, you can see that the head is everywhere and it's not sticking to where you want it to be. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to keyframe the position and then move the head around. There's probably a better way to do it, but in this video I'll do it in the fastest way that I know. So to create keyframes, there's a little circle on the left of the position, and what you want to do is you want to click on it and it will turn blue, which means that you have created your first keyframe. Now you can move the position around how you like it. To know that a keyframe has been created, there's going to be a diamond. Bring that diamond to the beginning of the timeline and then go a few frames forward and you can move around the position. What it's going to do is going to keep the position that you have created in that specific moment, and then every time you change it along the timeline, it's just going to move the clip or move the frame along the path that you created. And yeah, I'm not the best at explaining what keyframes are, but you guys can see in the video that every few frames I'm changing the position, and you guys can probably grasp it through that. So now I finished the keyframes and this is what the video looks like. I'll show you guys an example of another video that I made using this effect. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys learned something new. If you guys want to see more videos, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I had to cut some out, they didn't mean me no good. I come from the ghetto.